I'm Dr. Dorothy Jenkins Fields. I'm the founder of the Black Archives History and Research Foundation Historic Lyric Theater Cultural Complex. I was born in Colored Town, Overtown, 159 Northwest 10th Street. My family settled in Miami-Dade County in 1903, just a few years after Flagler extended the railroad from Palm Beach to Miami. Colored Town was, of course, segregated by custom and law. It was the Jim Crow era, and so Colored Town, Overtown, which was adjacent, and still is adjacent to downtown Miami, was the place for the largest community for blacks. In 1948, one of my mother's brothers, Dr. S.H. Johnson, who was the first black radiologist in Miami-Dade County, had heard at one of the meetings that he attended that the white community was going to push the black community out to another area and extend the white business downtown all the way to 20th Street. And he and many other blacks were concerned about that. And he decided that it was time for us to move. We lived at that time right on 10th Street and off 10th Street and 2nd Avenue. And my grandparents owned 3 homes there. It was really a family compound. And so he was looking for the same kind of situation in another part of Dade County. One of his brothers, Fred Johnson, was a teacher at that time at Dorothy Senior High School, and he really wanted to become a CPA and had gone to Columbia University to study accounting, but was unable to get a CPA, a white CPA. There were no black ones in Miami. A white CPA to write for him or to vouch for him. So he decided to come back and went back to teaching at Miami Northwestern Senior High School, and he went into real estate. And so he found, not that it was lost, but he located a place, a family, a white family in the suburbs that was getting ready to leave their compound, because they had about 5 or 6 homes that they had built. It was a Smith family. And my uncle, Dr. S.H. Johnson, decided that that would be a place for us. And so he was able to make a deal with Mr. Smith, and their family moved out, and our family moved in. There's a article from the Miami Times dated August 18th, 1948, that says the S.D. Johnson family has moving from Colored Town, Overtown, to the suburbs. And the joke was that if you're going to visit the Johnsons, that's the family name, you have to take your lunch, because it's going to take you that long to get there. And so we're talking about from 2nd Avenue and 10th Street to 54th Street and 29th Court and 29th Avenue. And it did take almost a half a day. And so he bought homes on about 7 homes, 29th Avenue and 29th Court, for us to be together. And it was very interesting because I was going to 1st grade at the time, and Brownsville for us, well, that area is called Glenwood Heights. And in the article, it shows, it talks about it being a suburb on the outskirts of Brownsville. So that for a long time, our area, Glenwood Heights, was not considered a part of Brownsville. But in the last 30 or 40 years, I guess, it has been included. They were glad to include us and what we bring to the community. I say it like that because my uncle, Dr. S.H. Johnson, moved his home at the time he was living in Liberty City, and after my grandmother died in 1952, he decided that he would join us, and so he moved to Brownsville also, right across the street, and built a swimming pool in his home. I don't know how many other homes in Brownsville have swimming pools and libraries and all the amenities that one could want. He even had, he grew orchids. And at his death in 1987, he had a greenhouse which he had built, and he had about 500 orchid plants that he cared for. He even grafted them and named them, and just was known nationally in the orchid circuit.